Hey everybody, and welcome to Kalel's Book Corner, you might call it, I suppose. What I'm going to do is just some very short videos on some Transformers reference books and just some general Transformer books which I own, which maybe you'll be interested in picking up, maybe you won't. That's entirely up to yourself. There are a lot of official and unofficial Transformers books that have been published over the years. Some of which are really, really good, some of which, yeah, not so great. But I'm going to try and go through a lot of them, really just to give you a sense of what's out there, just in case somebody fancies picking this stuff up. So we're going to start off with, personally, one of my favourites, which is the Transformers, The Ultimate Guide, written by Simon Furman. This one is the first edition. They did actually do an additional printing of this one with more content, but this is the original. This particular one was published around 2004, 2005. It basically, it must have been 2004, I think. It basically goes up to the Dreamwave era and the end of Energon, and even then, the end of Energon, it's not really covered in a great amount of detail. It's published by Dawn Kindersley, which do a lot of these Ultimate Guides, and they do have a unique approach, which I'll show you shortly. The book itself, as you can see, it's fairly big. It's a nice coffee table book, and is primarily made up of a lot of Dreamwave artwork. Dreamwave artwork makes up the vast majority of this particular book. That's not to say that a lot of screen caps and a lot of Marvel content doesn't make it into the book, because it certainly does. Now, when I said that Dawn Kindersley is sort of recognized for a specific style, it is this, and it is, which most people will probably know, is the cross-section images that they draw of certain characters, where they will take chunks out and show you basically the science and the function behind it. One of the best examples of this is the Ark, which it shows in great detail and takes a, sorry, that's my door creaking, takes a massive cut out of it and shows you all of the little bits of the Ark, which is really, really nice. Another one which people will probably be familiar with, and again, it's a very, very interesting one, is that of, when I find him, no, I'm not going to find him, am I? Anyway, there's a Unicron cross-section anyway. It covers the Marvel Comics, both the G1 and G2 stuff, and it goes through episode guides. However, it doesn't spend a great deal of time on the episodes, and things like Season 3 and 4, well, they only actually pick out a handful of episodes to actually talk about. So it's not the most comprehensive book. However, oh, there it is, that's the Unicron picture that I was talking about. You get to see their sort of Unicron in his planet mode and where everything sort of transforms, and there's obviously his digestive system, which you'd notice from Transformers the movie. There are a couple of things in this book which are very interesting. For example, the Quintessons. The Quintessons' faces are mentioned here as a death, wrath, judgment, war, and wisdom, which is obviously different to things like laughter and things like that, which the original Quintessons were. Sort of suggesting that Simon Furman, who was obviously working on the War Within Volume 3 when this book was published, which kind of hinted at the Quintessons being around in War Within Volume 3, sort of Simon Furman laying the groundwork for a series which unfortunately never got finished. As I say, it does cover the Beast Wars and Beast Machines era. The Beast Machines era pretty much using just the CG models that were applied for that book. It's a nice, casual read. It doesn't go into a great deal of detail. It doesn't cover everything that you would expect. However, it is a nicely put together book. The only thing is that when you look at sort of the new artwork, which, as far as I'm aware, was made specifically for this book, specifically the Energon artwork, it does have a bit of a different feel to it than that of the Armada, the Dreamwave stuff. It does cover the Dreamwave comics as well, and even, you know, has a little bit there on the Fallen. So yeah, that's it. This book nowadays, I don't know how hard it is to find, but if you're in for a casual guide, and this is by no means a definitive reference guide, it's not, like I say, it's fairly surface level. It's very surface level on the toys, it only picks a handful to talk about, but there are some niceties in there. Bludgeon, for example, is thrown in there, most likely because of his UK role, bearing in mind that this was written by Simon Furman. But yeah, it's a nice thing, and it's a nice talking point as well for, you know, people who may be coming around and, you know, this is lying on your coffee table and things like that. But if you want a true reference guide, this isn't the best way to go about it. But yeah, so I just wanted to start off with this one, and I will be back shortly with another one. So until then, everybody, take care. Bye.